A very good morning to all my dear students. Welcome back to the next session of Partnership Act. So today we'll be completing chapter 2, that is relationship of partners. A very good morning, Anand Kumar, Aditya, Gunjan, Bhumika, Manjunathan, Nihar Pachori. Good morning, Lakshita. Ishan is here with a query as well. Good morning, Ishan. We'll solve it very soon. Bhargavi, Asta, Shrindi, Avdesh, Rohan, Keshav Kothari. Very good morning, Mr. Keshav Kothari. Chanchal, Devangan, Ekta, Dhwani, Mr. MD, Sarvas, Rafina, Rafika. Children, I hope you all have revised what we have done so far. Mr. Ankit Mishra, Ali Hussain, Himanshi, Pratindya, Sidra, Fatima. Very good, children. Manjunathan, you need to check about the application forms with the ICI directly, with the administration, admin block. So Ishan is asking determination of rights and duties of partners by conduct between the partners. So I think you are basically mentioning about the general duties. So let's have a quick revision of what we did in the previous class. So far we have completed about types of partners, their general nature, how the essential elements confirm, whether it's a partnership firm or any other form of organization. This is what we understood in the chapter number 1, where we also discussed about different types of partner, biostopple and active partner, dominant partner. One of you has written a query also for question number 11 on page number 3.15. So let's solve this query. Let me have the answers. Meanwhile, others are joining. So read the question very carefully. It's again a very interesting question. It says select the odd one out of the available options for the entitlement of partners in profits only. So now my students know that there is a category of partner, that is partners in profits only. You have to select the odd one out without cheating in the study material for the answer. Please give me the correct answer. Is he entitled to share the profits only? Is he liable for the losses? He's not liable for the losses of the firm. He is liable to the third parties for all the acts of the profits only. So what should be the correct answer when you have to select the odd one in this very case? Mr. Ali Hussain, it depends upon the chapter which we are discussing and the case laws accordingly. So Salomon versus Salomon is part of your company law. I'll be teaching you company law also. So there I'll explain you how you have to write for the reference of that case law. Good morning, Arshti, Bibuhu, Ankit, Mohammad Hassan, Ali Hussain. Very good morning, children. I have given you a test early in the morning only. So you have to answer me this question number 11. Mr. Chayan, Borsu, Anjana. Good morning, children. Somebody is saying he is liable for the losses. Somebody is saying is not liable for the losses of the firm. Keshav Kothari says C. Pratindya says A. So there is a big twist in this question. P. Vishnu says D. Avinash also says, ma'am, D option is correct. Lakshita says he's not liable for the losses. So what examiner is actually asking to you, you have to understand that. Gunshita, P. Vishnu, all incorrect answers. So Harnoor, Ali, Ekta, correct. Himanshi, correct. Now let us understand. Arshdeep is saying section 27 and 19 implied authority. So we'll be going to the same sections in a meanwhile, okay? Okay, Mr. Samir saying that's great. I'm glad to know that you're very happy today. Good morning. Aditya is also saying he's entitled to share the profits. Ab is question mein twist hai kya? Oh my God, all of you have given wrong answers. Congratulations for giving wrong answers. Very bad. I'm disappointed. Now pay attention, bacha. This was a question related to your general English. He says select the odd one out. Which is the odd one out you have to select? So let us see what comes under the definition of partners in profits only. Is he entitled to share the profits? Yes, ma'am. This is what happens when the partner is in profits. He is not liable for the losses. Yes, ma'am. We totally agree. He is not liable for the losses. But yes, he is held liable to the third parties for the acts of profit only. This is what we understood. So it's a very confusing question, children. You have to read the question very, very carefully. So this should be the correct answer. He is liable for the losses of the firm. That means this is the odd one out. This is something which is not applicable to partner in profits only. Let us see what your study material has given as the answer. 11th question, it says, yes, it's point B. So B is the correct answer. Why? Because it says he is liable for the losses. We are not saying that partner in profits are liable for the losses. He's not asking you what is applicable for a partner in profits. He's asking you which is the odd one out. So apple, oranges, mangoes, Nike. Which is the odd one out? Nike, na? So apple, oranges, mangoes belong to a category of fruit. Nike is for shoes or maybe for your t-shirts or other brands. So odd one out ढूंढना है आपने. जनरल इंग्लिश का क्वेश्चन था. ग्रामेटिकली आप ध्यान से नहीं पढ़ रहे हैं. आप ठीक बोल रहे हैं, he is entitled to profits only, but is the examiner asking you whether he is entitled to profits? He is asking you select the odd one out. So applause for the one who has sent me this query. I am glad you sent this query so that many of you have understood. Now children, why we are trying to do the MCQs? Many of you keep writing to me, ma'am, in exams only descriptive questions come, only straightforward questions come. So why do we practice MCQs? Why study material has given 15 to 20, 25 MCQs? Do you know the reason and logic behind that? Have you heard about the word brain booster, brain breaks? When you were in school, teachers used to do a brain booster with you just to check the level of concentration, just to check the conceptual clarity. Have the concepts been clear in your mind? MCQs actually help you to clear your mindset. Whether you have understood the particular topic clearly or not, you must try to attempt all the MCQs given in the study material. So you have two categories of MCQs, one which are included in my presentation, which I take as a test of yours. You answer me back and you try to learn them. And second is all the MCQs which are given in the study material should be done after the chapter is read by you. So it helps to open up your brain. It helps to make the concept more clearer. All right. So let's proceed further with today's topic. Hanji. So we started this topic day before yesterday, where we have discussed the mutual rights and duties. Now, one of you, Arshdeep, or somebody was asking about the mutual rights and duties. So we discussed what are the general duties of the partners, how they are related to each other. So when we say in relation to each other, that means what are their duties towards each other. So what were our duties? How we determine our duties? That we should be polite, honest, faithful, legally correct. We should not be hiding any facts. We should indemnify the firm for any loss. If firm has suffered any loss because of my conduct, I should pay back to the firm. If I have earned any personal profits out of firm's business, it is my responsibility to return those profits. Remember, you cannot become rich at the cost of another. Quasi contracts, you must have read in Indian Contract Acts. Similarly, in partnership also, you have to be in good faith and mutual trust and relationship with all the parties. All right. So we discussed these duties in detail at length, and also we had great discussion about the rights of partners. I'm not going to repeat all these. So as a revision means, we are just flipping through the pages so that you remember. Property was taught to you. All the assets, capitals belong to the partnership firm. They are the property of the firm. Goodwill, once sold, if you have sold the goodwill of the firm, the reputation of the business is sold, you get payment for that. There are certain limits within which you cannot do the similar kind of business. All those provisions, notwithstanding with Section 27 of Indian Contract Act, everything we understood the other. ये भी पढ़ लिया था हमने. Third party liabilities also we discussed. This was also done. Authority of partners. So those who were asking restrictions on implied authority, we had a quick revision last time also after completing this. So these are the 7 to 8 cases in which the partners cannot exercise their authority, means they don't have any right to do such kind of actions unless and until they have an agreement up till that effect. All right. यही पढ़ा था हमने. Now let's start with section 20. Now I have taken the complicated sections have been summarized in the presentation. Some of the simpler sections, section 17, section 23, 24, we'll directly take it from the study material. All right, so don't worry about that. But once we are doing a particular section, then all your eyes and ears should be fully concentrated and paid for. Okay. Good. So I hope you all have understood it correctly now. Yes, that question had a twist. Okay, Rohan, Aditi, Ekta, Shivangi, Ali, those who have written, ma'am, my answer was correct. Great. I'm glad, but it was a very good question, whosoever has raised that question, because it's important that you understand what all is over there. Okay. Yeah, it was like a brain booster in it, indeed, Mr. Aditi and Mr. Samir. That's great. Mr. MD, Mr. Ishan, all the PPTs will be uploaded on the portal. We have already uploaded the PPTs. Rohan Kumar, the answer for you as well. Sale of goods is already there. Partnership, Unit 1, Unit 3, Unit 2, Unit 3, all the 3 chapters will be uploaded by this weekend. So don't worry about that. All right. Okay. Now, extension and restriction of partners implied authority, section 20. Thank you, Miss Anusha Jha. Welcome. We are also glad to have you over here with us. So now it says partners by mutual agreement. I taught you about the implied authority, that what is the implied authority? These are the actually powers given to the partners that they can do a sale purchase on behalf of the firm. We mutually try to bind each other. Section 18, 19, we have clearly understood. Now, children, you have to understand what is the meaning of extending or putting restrictions on partners implied authority means partners की power के ऊपर उसकी जो powers है उस पे हमने कुछ restrictions लगा दी हैं या फिर कुछ extensions दी हुई. Extend करना means provision provide करना, restrict कर देना means दबाव डालना, इससे ज्यादा आप purchases नहीं कर सकते. So you understand the meaning of extending and restricting. Authority means the powers. So by mutual agreement, the partners can either extend or they can restrict the implied authorities. And now this third party, who is the third party, children? The suppliers, creditors, dealers who are dealing with the firm. Law says third party is not bound by such restrictions unless he was knowing about such restrictions. Now tell me one thing, what is happening internally inside the firm if ABC associates are a firm members and they have dealings with dealer D? Is the dealer D required to know what all is happening under ABC associates? अगर वो अपनी restrictions out of their own choice, they are putting certain restrictions on the power, how can you blame the third party if he's not aware about that restrictions? So section 20 says, if this third party, Mr. D, if he is aware that the partners have certain restrictions, then he cannot recover his money. But if he is an innocent party, he does not know what is happening between ABC, ye apni kya restrictions laga rahe. If Mr. D is not aware, then he can claim the money back from the firm. Let us understand with the help of very interesting example. ABC are partners selling furniture. So what is their business? Selling furniture. So children, let me test what is implied authority. If Mr. A go and purchase shoes of Nike brand, today Nike is there in my mind. Huh? So can B and C be liable for that? Can Mr. A says, because we are together into business, so you are liable for the shoes also that I have purchased? I'm not going to check your answers because I know my students know the answers. No, ma'am. B and C will not be liable. Number one, it is his personal expenditure. Or we can say number two, even if he has bought the shoes in bulk, we are not in this business. We are in business of selling furniture. How are you binding us on the business of shoes? So this is the meaning of implied authority. That means you cannot just blindly go and buy or purchase anything and you can hold the firm liable. We understood very clearly that section 18 says that mutual agency will be happening only and only for any expenditure which is incurred for the purpose of business. Clear ho gaya? Isko rub kar dete hain. So now let us understand what is the meaning of restricting the implied authority. It says now we are in the business of selling furniture. Yes, ma'am, that is fine. A agreed. Very beautiful point of partnership is out of agreement. So there was an agreement made with Mr. A that you will not buy the furniture for more than rupees 10,000. अब selling furniture में जूते खरीदने जा रहे हो, shoes ले रहे हो, वो तो समझ आ गया नहीं हो सकता. पर furniture खरीदना तो उसकी authority है ना. That is the power that has been, we don't have to expressly tell you that you are in the business, you can purchase this. That is implied that you're already doing a business of selling furniture. So Mr. A has the right to purchase furniture from the market. But what did we do? Out of a mutual agreement, we have written in the agreement that, look, Mr. A, whenever you go to buy the furniture from the market, don't buy for more than rupees 10,000. So we have restricted the implied authority of purchasing furniture for rupees 10,000. Now he purchased the furniture from Mr. X. Who is Mr. X, children? Mr. X is a third party. He purchased furniture from Mr. X, the third party, for rupees 20,000. Now there are two cases in this question. Case number one. So you can write down here. This is case number one. Mr. X was not aware of this restriction. Mr. X was sitting in his showroom. Mr. A came. He said, I want to buy furniture for 20,000. He said, okay, fine, buy it. But now the firm has not paid the money. So angry Mr. X went to the firm. He said, pay my rupees 20,000. Firm said, why should we pay 20,000? A ke paas limit hi 10,000 ki thi. This is A's fault. Do you think Mr. X, the innocent purchaser, innocent dealer, needs to suffer on this? Law says X is not aware of this restriction. He will definitely claim the money from the firm. What will he do? He will claim the money from the firm. He has full right to claim his money because he never knew what kind of restrictions are you imposing within your partners yourself. Therefore, he has the right to recover the money. But ke aage likh lena, case number 2. What happened in second case? It says, but if X is aware of this restriction. Now this Mr. X is a dealer who keeps coming to have a cup of coffees with ABC Associates, and he's very well aware that A cannot buy for more than 10,000. But still he induced him to buy it and he supplied the furniture for 20,000. Now law says that now you cannot claim it from the firm because you were already aware of the restriction. Be careful while dealing with a firm. We have told you that there is a restriction on implied authority of one of the partners. You cannot sell for more than the restricted amount. So what you have to remember, two cases. If there is a restriction on partners' implied authority, third party is not aware, they can recover the money. If third party is aware of the restriction, he cannot recover the money. Simple. Clear ho gaya? Learn this and learn this example as well. Now, liability to third parties is very, very simple. You all have answered me regarding liability also. So we won't be spending a lot of time in this. Section 26, 27 examples we'll do from the study material. What is the meaning of section 25? A, B, C associates are formed by ABC partners. You told me, ma'am, ABC have liability which is unlimited. Joint and several liability means the liability of partners is unlimited. This is what I've been singing and telling you since we have started Indian Partnership Act, that the partner's liability is unlimited. Now here is a beautiful diagram that I really enjoy sharing with all of you. This is the meaning of unlimited liability, that there were three partners, Mr. A, B, and C, and they bought in the capital of $10,000 each. And they invested rupees 30,000 in this new business. Now, when they did this new business, they had a liability for $90,000. And eventually, they were not able to set off the liabilities. Now, what will happen, children? You tell me. A, B, and C have contributed 10,000 each. And today, the liabilities outstanding is rupees 90,000. So, how much will they pay? Loss is 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. So they will pay out of their capital. So 10,000 into 3, 60,000 payment will be done from the capital. What about the balance payment? 30,000 is still being left. So law says simply break. Sorry, this is 30,000. I'm sorry, 10,000 each. So it says 60,000 still needs to be paid. I'm sorry, students, I missed one figure over here. Outstanding liabilities were 90,000. So they had a capital contribution of 10,000. So out of the capital contribution 10,000, the partners will make the payment of 10,000 into 3 is 30,000. Fair enough. Each of them contributed 10,000. So they said, now we are going to pay the 30,000. Each will pay 10,000. But to our surprise, the liability were 90,000. So balance 60,000, how will you settle? So law says 20,000 to be paid by each of the partner out of their personal assets. Out of their personal assets. You cannot say that, look, ma'am, I just bought 10,000 only from my home and today this firm has incurred liability of 90,000. तो मैं तो नहीं pay करूंगा, मैं तो सिर्फ 10,000 दूंगा. No, this is not allowed. Your liability is unlimited. That is why now people are setting up LLPs, because that has a limited liability partnership. So if you are forming a partnership under the traditional old partnership act, then your liability is always unlimited. This is how you have to remember that whatever capital you have contributed will be paid by the partners. And after that, any balance left, partners have to bring in the personal assets in order to dispose these liabilities. Clear ho gaya? And then it says for any wrongful act of the partner, if a partner is doing any wrongful act, how the firm is held liable. This is the examples we'll understand from the study material. But before that, let us quickly do a very small topic, that is sub-partnership. Section 29, children, all those who were asking me, ma'am, what is sub-partners? Today in section 29, we'll be understanding how a sub-partnership is formed, what is the role of the transferee. When we say the partner is transferring his interest to another person, so the partner who gives his interest of share becomes the transferor, and the partner who gets the share is a sub-partner and is also known as transferee. Now, what does law says? It says introduction of a new partner. First of all, whenever a new partner is entering your firm, it will change the constitution of the firm. It will result in the change in the nature of firm. Hence, consent of all partners is mandatory. What is the meaning of mandatory? Mandatory means it's compulsory. Now, if A, B, and C are the partners and they want Mr. E to join their firm. This Mr. E is a very close friend of Mr. A. Can Mr. E join the firm if B and C do not give their consent to that? What is your answer? If Mr. E has to join the firm, then okay, that's great. Good students, everyone will pay from the personal property. Nice, that means you have understood clearly. So compulsory, yes, Mr. Samir Singh. So now you have to tell me, you said right that consent of all partners is compulsory, but I'm saying Mr. E, A, B, and C are the partners, and now Mr. E is joining the firm, and B and C have not given their consent for the same. Can Mr. E join? Excellent. Ziba, Aditi, Surya, Sidra, Anjana, Sakshi, Sudhanshu, Om, Prasad, Parth, Kunjan, Avinash, Kareja, Rohan, Khushi, Abdul, Sagar, Vishnu, Pranav, Pratendya, Ali Hussain, Anupama. No, ma'am, it's not possible. Mr. Samir Singh. Very good, all of you children. Why? Because the consent of all the partners is important. Even if Mr. A and B consent and C still do not want Mr. E to become partner, then also you cannot allow Mr. E to become a partner. So what is the important word to remember over here is, children, consent of all the partners is compulsory. So examiner can give you such kind of questions where I'm saying that 5 partners in the firm, 4 of them agreed that Mr. E can join, 1 did not agree. Can Mr. E join the firm? So you have to give the same answer, no ma'am, because consent of all the partner is required. Even if one of the partner is not agreeing for a new member to join, then Mr. E cannot join the firm. Yes, Ms. Bhumika, without the consent, he cannot join. Very good. Good children. Now let's come here. Failure to obtain the consent. Let's go with the same example. This Mr. A made Mr. E join the firm and he did not ask B and C only. उसको पता लगा कि हरलीन मैम ने बता दिया कि B and C also need to consent. So he did not ask them only and he made Mr. E join the firm. What will happen? It is an immediate ground for the demand of dissolution. B and C will say, let's dissolve the firm. Business बंद. आपने में पूछा ही नहीं यार, हम काम करते हैं तुम्हारे साथ, फर्म चला रहे हैं बिना हमारी परमिशन के, तुम एक न्यू पार्टनर ले आए. तो वो कहते हैं अगर आपने इस चीज में फेलियर करा है, if you have not taken the consent of the other partners, simply the firm will get dissolved. What is the meaning of dissolution? Means the firm comes to an end. How it happened? What are the consequences? Chapter number 3, we'll talk in detail about dissolution. अभी के लिए सिर्फ 2 पॉइंट हमने समझ लिए. New partner, if he's coming, all the partners have to give their consent. Point number 2, if consent was not taken, the firm comes to an end. समझ आ गया? Point number 3 वो कहते हैं interest in partnership may be transferred. करें न्यू पार्टनर तो आ रहा है, ये अलग बात होगी. This is an admission of a new partner. But at times, now in the same example, if Mr. A, B and C are 3 partners and one of the partners, Mr. A, he can also transfer his interest in the business to Mr. E. And when he transfers his interest to Mr. E, it is said that sub-partnership is formed between Mr. A and E. Now, how does it happen? It says, first of all, let us know the meaning of interest. Interest means all the profits and assets of the firm. So say, for example, if Mr. A, B and C were the partners in the firm and the ratio of 1:1. So what is the interest of Mr. A? How much share he is having in the partnership firm? It's 1/3 share that he's having in the firm, equal share. So 3 partners, 1/3. Now out of this 1/3, if A wants to transfer, say 15% of his interest, or maybe 20%, 25%, whatever Mr. A wants, he can transfer it to Mr. E. This is the meaning of forming sub-partnership. वो कहते हैं जो पार्टनरशिप में इंटरेस्ट है वो आप अपनी मर्जी से ट्रांसफर भी कर सकते हो टू एन आउटसाइडर पर्सन. एंड व्हेन यू ट्रांसफर योर शेयर ऑफ प्रॉफिट्स टू अनदर पर्सन, दैट मींस यू हैव फॉर्म्ड अ सब पार्टनरशिप विद दैट पर्सन. What are the rights of this transferee? Means what will happen once the interest is transferred? Let us understand the same. Point number 1, rights of transferee under section 29, subsection 1. He will only receive the shares as per the profits declared by the partners. So if there were 90,000 profits, all the partners get equal profit, 30,000, 30,000, 30,000 each. Absolutely correct. Now this Mr. A said that I will give share of profits of 10% to Mr. E also. So here 10% of 30,000, that is 3,000, he needs to give it to Mr. E. Mr. E, who is a transferee, will not get more than this. He will only receive the shares as per the profit declared by the partners. So whatever profit is declared by the partners, out of that Mr. A's share will be computed, and whatsoever amount he has agreed to give to the transferee, that amount will be computed and given to Mr. E. Can this Mr. E interfere in the conduct of business and inspect the books of accounts? The answer is no. This sub-partner, Mr. E, has no right to check the books of accounts and conduct the business. Why? Because in sub-partnership, he is only confined to the relationship with Mr. A. Ye Mr. A hai, ye B and C. Ye Mr. E is only having a relationship with Mr. A. He is not going to jump in and see what business is happening, how the conduct is happening, how to inspect the books of accounts, where are your accounts being maintained. Nothing can be done by the transferee. He will quietly eat his share of profits and no interference in the business. समझ आ गया? So number 1, a partner can transfer his interest to another person. What is the meaning of interest? The profits and assets that he has in the firm. Out of that, उसका कुछ हिस्सा, उसका कुछ part, share, they have not written how much share. It is again up to your choice. Whatever percentage, 100% transfer of interest, you can do that. So he says, if you want, you can transfer your interest to another person. And what are the rights of this transferee? He will receive the shares as per the profit declared by the partners, and he will not participate in the conduct of business, neither he will inspect the accounts. Section 29 subsection 2 deals with the dissolution of the firm. अब वो कहते हैं सेम ये एबीसी वाली जो फर्म थी ये डिसॉल्व हो रही है, दैट मींस दे आर एंडिंग द बिजनेस. In such a case, transferee is entitled to all the assets of the original partner and can also inspect the account. Law says if ABC Associates tomorrow gets dissolved, then this Mr. E get all the assets of the original partner, that is Mr. A. He will get all the share of profits which the original partner was entitled to, and also he can inspect the books of accounts. Because now the business is ending and this Mr. E was relied on Mr. A, who is the original partner. Therefore, now today he will get all the assets of the Mr. A's original partner, and also he can inspect the books of accounts. So to sum up, 29 subsection 1 deals with the business in continuation. When the business is going on, A has created sub partnership with Mr. E. Mr. E cannot interfere in the accounts, and Mr. E will only get the share of profits which is declared by the partners. 29 subsection 2 deals when the business comes to an end. So when the business comes to an end, Mr. E will get all the original assets of Mr. A, and also he can inspect the books of accounts. Those who are asking, ma'am, ये हमने याद करना है? हाँ जी बेटा, ये आपने याद करना है. You have to learn these provisions. And trust me, by repetitively studying, by reading the material again and again, eventually you learn it. What is important today in the class is to understand why it is happening and what happens when a sub-partnership is created. After that, these provisions, when the business is continuing, he cannot inspect, you have to definitely learn law. Law cannot be written in the exam without learning. Learn to karna hi padega. All right. So I hope you all are clear. Let me just go through if any doubts. Miss Samriti, again about the extension and restriction. If you are selling at a higher price than the other partners, you're saying then he can recover the money from the other partner, not from the firm. So simply in restriction means if I have restricted your authority, you cannot do any action beyond that. Whether it is higher and lower, so anyways you can do it now. Say for example, your power is restricted for 10,000. So 9,000, 9,500, 9,900, whatever amount you have purchased, definitely whole of the firm is liable. But even if 10,100 you have spent, even for that 100 rupees, firm is not liable. You will have to pay it from your own pocket. So the Sudhanshu, interest of partners means whatever share of profits and the assets that you own in the business. Transferee is the person to whom we have transferred our share of interest. All right. Yes, Ms. Varda. In case of dissolution, the original partner gets nothing because all the share is transferred. So when the share is transferred, whatever the assets were belonging to the original partner, he will get the right to inspect those books of accounts and also will get all the assets of that original partner. All right, good. Thanks, Ms. Sanjana, for confirming it's all clear. Sub-partner. Yes, Jyoti Manji, definitely you have to learn. Yes, Sanchita, it's there. Yes, Lakshita, A will be considered as transferor, E will be considered as transferee. Now let's move to a very, very interesting topic. Section 23, 24, Mr. MD, we'll do in from the study material. Who is a minor? अभी ये सेक्शन 30 कंप्लीट करके हम स्टडी मटेरियल में जब जाएंगे तो वहां से हम बाकी सेक्शंस कंप्लीट कर लेंगे. Good, Miss Shivangi. I'm glad you have understood everything. No contribution towards capital and liability or to third parties mentioned in sub-partnership. Simply remember the 2 points, section 29, subsection 1, section 29, subsection 2. जितना लिखा है उतना लर्न कर लो, उसके बियॉन्ड बिल्कुल नहीं जाना कि वो कैपिटल लाया नहीं लाया, क्या होगा कैसे होगा. Just to share his burden of business, Mr. A has transferred certain interests to Mr. E and now they have formed the sub-partnership. Okay, once from the study material also when we go there, we will clear all the points from there as well. Okay, thank you, Miss Anjana. Mr. Ankit Mishra, at the end, yes, minor is a person who is somebody below the age of 18 years. That's great. So can you see this a small child sitting with specs in front of the laptop? What is he trying to do over here? What am I trying to teach you with this beautiful picture of baby boy sitting over here? So children, A, B, C are the partners in the firm. And Mr. A has a son named Rohan. So Mr. A's son Rohan is 16 years of age as of now. And when his dad was busy doing some business meeting, he thought that let me open the laptop. Nowadays, children are very well aware about online classes. So they know how to operate laptops and everything. And in fact, he's 16 years, we are assuming. So he was just peeping into the accounts of his dad's firm. So Mr. Rohan went to his dad, Mr. A, and said that, Papa, can I join your partnership firm? So my dear students, can you please help me to answer Mr. Rohan? Can he join the partnership firm? Yes or no? This Mr. Rohan is very keen after looking into the accounts. Yes, Priyanshu, Bhargavi, all of you are correct. Under the age of 18 are called minor. बिल्कुल ठीक कह रहे हो ध्वनि, साक्षी आप भी ठीक कह रहे हो. But अब आप मुझे बताओ कि ये रोहन less than 18 years of age है, 16 years of age का है, and he Mr. Rohan Kumar. Okay, that's great. Good, I'm glad. So can he join the firm? Tell me. Vivek Kumar says yes, ma'am. Vaishnavi, Sanchita, Pranav, Anupama say no, ma'am. MD say no, ma'am, because he's a minor. Gunshita says no, ma'am. Sameer saying nobody bothered to give an answer. Why no or why yes, ma'am? So Vivek Kumar, you're the only one saying yes. Ali Hussain, thank you so much for clarifying. Yes, ma'am, but only for the profits. Yes, ma'am, with the consent of all other partners. Miss Sakshi is saying no. Mr. Monu says yes, only for profits, not for loss. No, ma'am, I cannot enter into business. Rohan himself is saying, okay. Yes, ma'am, he can, but not entitled to share any kind of losses. Now it makes sense, children. Good, good, good. All of you good. Ishan, Isha, Bhargavi, Kushi, Shruti, Gunchita, Parth, Anjana, Saima, Manash, Priyanshu. Okay, Priyanshu, not before 18. Again, fine. No, he can only. Ekta is saying for benefits. Absolutely correct. Dhwani, Jia, Gunjan, Avinash, Harshita, Varda, Komal. All of you. Good, good, good. Okay, now wait. Mr. Devesh, Harshdeep, Tapti, Sharma, Tanishka, Surya Kumar. All of you are correct, children. Very nice. So now, since you have understood with the meaning of example, let us understand what does section 30 basically tries to teach you. All of you have read that the contract with minor is not valid. It is void. Remember Indian Contract Act, any contract with minor is void ab initio. Means it is void from the very beginning. Children, wait. Now I have got your answers. I am giving you another question now. Okay. Shruti, Bhumika, Anupama, Suraj, Gautami, great. Sheetal, Megha. Ab new answer suno, Kirti and all, everyone. Listen to the new question. So the contract with minor under Indian Contract Act, we read that it is not valid, it is void. There was a very important case law also which taught you that minor is not competent to enter into contract. You remember? Minor is not a party who is competent. There are three parties who are not competent: minor, person of unsound mind, and people who are disqualified by law, as per the Indian Contract Act 1872. I told you Indian partnership has come out of Indian Contract Act only. Like in sale of goods, we were having a reference in Indian contract. Similarly, in partnership also, we have our basis, our basic, a sense lies in Indian Contract Act only, because all the provisions have been extracted from that, and then a separate act was formed. So quickly, tell me if you remember the name of the case law, that what proves. Siddharth, Sagar, Siddhanshu, S. Nitish, good. Can you tell me which is the leading case law which proved that any contract with minor is void? Let me test your knowledge. How much have you revised your previous chapters also? There was a very important, very good. Avinash, Kansar, Bhumika, Sagar, the first ones to reply. It is, I'm giving you the name now, okay? Or shall we wait for more answers? Minor cannot enter into a contract because any contract with minor is void ab initio. H.O. Prasad, that's absolutely correct. Siddharth Kumar. So only 2 children remember the name of the case now? Yes, Mr. Ankit Sharma, Abdul, Gunjan, Lakshmi, correct. So around 7-8 students have only answered the name. So let me reveal the name. Mohori Bibi versus Dharmo Das Ghosh. Remember in that particular case now what happened if the advance money was taken by mortgaging the land, and when that person, the mortgagee went to the court, he said this minor child has taken money from us. We want this money back. So minor said, I will not give you advance money because I am minor. Any contract with this smart, cute guy you can imagine. He said that I'm just inspecting your accounts. I will not give you any money back because any contract with minor is void. And law also held the same. And that advance money was not recovered from the minor. That 8,000 rupees, something like that was the amount. And he was not paid the money back. Saima, Balfour versus Balfour to kisi aur topic ke liye tha case bacha. For literally I'm asking for this minor was Mohori Bibi versus Dharmodas Ghosh. Dhwani, Lakshita, Komal, Aditya, Isha, all of you are correct. Balasajan Lakshmi, you're also correct. So what happened? So what was proved in the court? That any contract with minor is void. So law says you have to be careful as an adult that you should not enter into contract with minors because minors are given protection from the side of court. And also we taught you that you should not misuse this kind of application. Otherwise, there are other provisions in which the minor can be dragged to the court as well. But general rule हमें क्या बताता है कि minor's contract is not valid because minor is not competent to enter into the contract. Now let's come back to the requirement of admission under section 30 subsection 1. It says similarly a minor may not be a partner, but if all the partners consent for the time being, he can be admitted to the benefits of partnership. So this Mr. Rohan, when he went to his dad and he said, Papa, I want to join your firm. So what A did, A asked Mr. B, can my son join the partnership firm? B said yes. He went and asked to Mr. C also. C said no, he cannot join. Can now Rohan join the firm? The answer is no. Why? Because all the partners should have consented. I'm not reading your answers. I know you are understanding now. That's great. So only if A, B, C, all of them says yes, Rohan can enter, then yes, Rohan, the minor, can enter for the benefits of the partnership. What is the meaning of benefits of partnership? Only for eating the profits of the firm. Minor is never going to be liable for the firm. He is only going to come here and enjoy the benefits of the partnership firm. So how he can join is, number one, the firm should already be in existence. So this ABC Associates is already in existence. Rohan is son of Mr. A. So then we can allow him to join, provided 2 conditions are satisfied. He is joining only for the profits and all the partners have given their consent. All right. So consent of partners and existence of partnership firm is important. What is the meaning of existence of partnership firm? Can Mr. P, Q and this Rohan make a new firm? Can they start a business together? Law says no. Minor cannot start any business together. But yes, if P, Q, R are already in the partnership firm, then a partner as a minor can join them just for the benefits of partnership. समझ गए? आप माइनर को लेकर एक बिजनेस शुरू नहीं कर सकते हो, बट अगर फर्म एग्जिस्टेंस में है, then minor can join the firm. When can he join the firm? If all the partners have given the consent and only for the benefits of the partnership firm. Clear ho gaya? Now, what is minor's position? This small child has joined my firm, and now what is his position during minority? Let us read. He says, on minority, he has the right to profit and access any books of accounts and also inspect the copies thereof. अब वो क्या कह रहे हैं? कह रहा है आपने उस माइनर मास्टर रोहन को अलाउ तो कर दिया ज्वाइन करने के लिए, but he has the right to profit and loss and profits and access to any books of accounts. Can the minor go and check? See, he was already analyzing the accounts in the laptop. Can he access the books of accounts? Law says yes. Even if he can't do this on his own, he can ask one of his elders or maybe some uncle or his relative to just check the books of accounts, because he's eating the profits in the firm. He needs to know what is happening. In sub partnership, he was not allowed to inspect the books. Why? Because he was a sub partner with Mr. A. Mr. A has contributed the capital. Mr. A is going to help Mr. E in getting the profits. So Mr. E was not allowed to interfere. But a minor still can inspect the books of accounts because he is going to eat the profits of the firm. However, he cannot inspect other papers. However, whatever suppliers, dealings, rent agreements, other files he cannot see. He can only check the firm's accounts. Before suing the firm for accounts or to recover his share of property or profit, he must sever his connection with the firm. Means he must remove his connection. He must cut his connection with the firm. Law says tomorrow, if any time this Mr. Rohan does not get his share of profits, can he file an action against the firm? So before filing any action, he should get his name striked off from the firm. He will remove himself from the firm, and then definitely, yes, he can go to the court and he can take an action against the firm. For what? He's taking the action to recover his share of profit. So if minor was admitted and the share of profit, say 1/3 was agreed to be given to him every month, and now in this month 1/3 was not given. So first he have to get his name removed from the firm, and then he can take an action in the court and recover his 1/3 of the share of profits. And what happens on attaining majority? Say this Rohan becomes major after a few months. So if he has joined the firm on 1st June and on 1st July, suppose he became major. So he must, within the 6 months of attaining majority or acquiring the knowledge, minor can decide to continue or discontinue the partnership firm. He must give the public notice. So if you have become on 1st July 2022, if you have become the major, then August, September, October, November, December, Jan. So by end of Jan, when 6 months end, you must give a public notice that yes, I want to continue in your partnership firm, or discontinue means no, I don't want to continue in your partnership. This public notice is very, very important to be given by a minor. If he does not give the public notice, means failure to give the notice, it will be assumed that now he has become the partner in the firm, and whatever liabilities are incurred, partners are liable. Now you as a minor will also become liable for all the liabilities of the firm. समझ गए? So during minority, you have to remember that he can only inspect the books of accounts, not directly, with the help of his elder brother or uncle or maybe father. He cannot take an action against the firm. If he wants to take any action for the recovery of profits, he need to remove himself from the firm, and then he can file a case against the firm. And what happens when he becomes major? If he becomes 18 years of age on 1st of July, or let's example, then within 6 months from this date, he should give a public notice whether he has decided to become the partner in the firm or not. Understood, children? Let's take a small break over here, and then we will further continue about the same topic. I'll give you 5 minutes. Just go through what is written in your study material, and quickly we'll grab the points of minor from study also. And let's take a small break here. All right, students, welcome back once again after the break. So all those who are sending me queries, Manvi Khanna, Arshdeep, Tanishka, why minor needs to remove his name, how minor is liable, can minor take decisions, Swatik Panda. Aditya is also having queries of minor. Priyanshu is also asking. So minor, we will be doing Abhi at stretch from the study material. All your points that you have asked will get answered within few minutes. Regarding the transferee, that again, all of you are asking, ma'am, what happens of the rights of transferee? So let us read each and every point from the study material also once again, so that I hope to get crystal clear for that rights of transferee also from all of you. All right, let's go to the study material now. Let's see if we have covered all the points of general duties. Somebody was asking me, ma'am, what is the meaning of section 11, determination of rights and duties of partners? Bacha, it has the same meaning, that what are your duties and rights among each other. By contract between the parties means by an agreement, we have decided for these mutual rights and duties. So I told you that day also, all this analysis of section 11, which we have discussed, how they are dependent on each other, how they are making each other stand with each other for the duties, mutual duties, respect, honesty, being diligent, all these things are the rights and duties of the partners. They can fix these rights and duties in the course of dealing by forming agreement with each other, and they shall not carry on any business other than that of the firm while he was a partner. I think we spoke about this section 27 very clearly. So I told you that once you're a partner in certain business, you cannot open up your sole proprietorship in the same kind of business. Okay, all those who have asked for section 11, clear ho gaya. Section 12 bhi humne kar liya tha. All this we have discussed, children. Somebody was asking, ma'am, what is section 17, rights and duties of partners after a change in the firm? What is the meaning of change in the firm? Section 17 is very, very simple, children. It says आपकी rights and duties change हो जाती है whenever there is change in the constitution of the firm. What is the meaning of constitution of the firm? A, B, C are the partners in the firm. That means ABC Associates constitutes of A, B, and C. Now Mr. D has joined them as a partner. So what will be the constitution of the firm now? The partners will be A, B, C, and D. So it says whenever a new partner is coming or any partner is retiring by death or the partner concerned carries on any other business, in such cases, or the partnership ends after the fixed term period, all these are the cases covered under section 17. Any of the four ways the partnership changes occur, all the rights and duties of the partners will change according to these changes. If a partner has joined ABCD, pehle 1:1:1, 1/3 share tha, all the three partners were getting, now 1/4, 1/4, 1/4 share. Samajh gaye? If one of the partner is leaving, say C and D have left the firm, now half of share of profit. So again, their rights and duties are changing whenever the partner is leaving or whenever the partner is joining. Very simple, section 17. 18, 19, 20, we have done at length. Now, all those who were asking the problem in 23, effect of admission by a partner, 23 and 24, we are doing from the study material. Pay attention, students. Now, here the word used, admission or representation made by the partner, means any acts done by the partner. Admission by a partner means any acts or representation made by the partner regarding the firm's business is considered as made in the ordinary course of business. That means whatever one partner is doing, all the other partners will also be held liable. This is what we understood. Let's understand with the help of an example. X, Y are the partners dealing in spare parts of different brands of motorcycle bikes. So who are the partners over here? Mr. X and Mr. Y are the partners in this respective case. Who is Z, children? Now we are talking about the rights and duties of the partners against third party. So Mr. Z over here is a third party. So Mr. Z purchased a spare part after being told by X, one of the partners. X is a partner. Z is the third party. So Z purchased the spare part from this firm because X said that the spare part is suitable for his motorcycle. Y is ignorant of this transaction. Y को कुछ पता ही नहीं है कि ऐसा भी कुछ X कर रहा है. One of the partner is doing an act. Y is not aware of this. Actually, the spare parts proves out to be unsuitable for the motorcycle and it is damaged. Now, as per you children, my future chartered accountants, please tell me whether X should be liable. Why are we holding Y liable? Y will also be liable or no? Yes or no? I want the answers from you, and why also? Lakshita, all those children, we are yet to do with minor. रुक जाओ, अभी माइनर को छोड़ दो, हमने स्टडी मटेरियल खोल लिया है, हम सारे पॉइंट स्टडी में से कर रहे हैं. सेक्शन 23, 24 कर लाइबिलिटी के एग्जांपल्स कर 25 to 27. Then all the doubts of transfer of partner will be answered, and then we'll do detailed analysis of minor. Okay. Yes, Shruti, don't worry, we'll complete it. We have one more session with you for registration of firm. Excellent, children. X will be held. No, Tanish Mittal is saying only X will be held liable. No. Sagar is right. All the firm will be held liable. Megha is also right. Sonali, Mr. MD. Yes, because the principle of mutual agency exists between the partners. It cannot be said that the other partner was not having aware about the knowledge where there is no fraud. See, he's not doing any fraud over here. Na? Mr. X is not doing any fraud. So both of them will be held liable. Excellent. All of you are correct, children. Himanshu Pathak, Varda. His liability for Dhwani, Parth, Ziba, Lakshita, Aditi. Excellent. Anjana, very good. So children, section 23 tells you that even if one of the partner is not aware, any act done by another partner, all of the partner will be held liable. Similarly, it says if one of the active partner have the notice of something, it will be considered as if whole of the partner is having notice about that. Example number 8 and 9 पढ़ लेना आप लोग. अगर कोई doubt हुआ, you can ask. Okay, example 8 and 9 are very, very simple. What are they telling you? It is simply telling you that if one partner is aware of any certain thing, then it will be considered as if whole of the firm is aware. Only exception in case of a fraud. So if any partner tries to cheat or tries to commit any crime or do any fraud, then he will only be held liable. Like in this particular case, he is concealing the defect from other partners. Here, the other partners can reject the goods. अगर उनको पता लग गया कि one partner cheat कर रहे हैं, then the other partners will not be held liable. Liability, children, section 25 we have done. Section 26 says any liability of firm for the wrongful acts of partner. So anything which is done by mistake, by negligence, that will other partner will still be having his liability. Now, there is a difference between doing any fraud. In section 24, he is doing a fraud. He is concealing the defects. So then other partners can reject the goods. Example number 9. But here, let us read this example. One of the two partners in coal mine acted as a manager, was guilty of personal negligence in omitting to have the shaft of the mine properly fenced. तो जो फेंसिंग थी किसी शाफ्ट ऑफ द माइन की वो उसने प्रॉपर्ली नहीं करी, पर्सनल नेग्लिजेंस था वन ऑफ द पार्टनर्स का. एज अ रिजल्ट इंजरी वाज कॉज्ड टू द वर्कमैन. द अदर पार्टनर वाज आल्सो हेल्ड लायबल. Why? Because both the partners, they are liable for any action taken against the third party. Firm is liable to the same extent as the partner for any loss injured if any partner is done while acting in the ordinary course of business. You have the authority, you are using your implied authority, it is being done in the course of business, whole of the firm will become liable. Simple. If any partner does misapplication of funds, then also the partners are liable. Now, this example number 12 is very, very interesting. It says A, B, C are partners of a place for car parking. So you three are partners, Mr. A, B, and C, of the area where the car parking is done. P stands his car in the parking place and A sold out this car to a stranger. The firm will be liable. What has Mr. A done? You are the partners for the car parking area. You are not supposed to sell someone else's car. Somebody has parked the car in that parking place and he has sold the car only by mistake. So here it says any misapplication done by one of the partners, again, whole of the firm will be held liable. So section 25, 26, 27 teaches you that liability of partners is joint as well as several. Individually also you're liable, collectively also you're liable. If any partner is doing a wrongful act, whole of the firm is liable. Any personal negligence by one of the partners, whole of the firm is liable. Any misapplication of some गाड़ी को misapply करा ना, किसी और की गाड़ी बेच दी, then also whole of the firm will be liable. The only exception is given under section 24, example number 9, उसे पढ़ लेना, where any partner is trying to commit a fraud. Like we taught you about the personal profits, the partner is required to give the personal profits, and if he does any fraud, other partners will not be held liable. Now, n number of queries have come for section 29. Children, please understand, in case of a transferee, I just now taught you that number one, a partner interest in the partnership is like any other property. So whatever share of profits I'm having in your partnership firm, it is like my property. So I am free. I have the right to transfer my interest to somebody else. Now that somebody else does not have any right to check the accounts or to books or to inspect or to conduct the business. So he is not bringing in any capital. He is not interfering in my business. Transferee is not becoming a partner. लिख लो जो पूछ रहे हैं कि capital लाएगा वो liability लेगा. No, he is not becoming a partner in the firm. He is simply a transferee. He will not inspect the books of accounts. He is not participating in the conduct. He is not becoming a partner. He is only receiving the share of profits. That's it. वो भी whatever the partners have computed and the amount will be paid to him. Only in the case the business is getting closed, say for example that Mr. A has died only on the retirement of the transferring partner, Mr. A has retired or Mr. A has died, then he will get the share of the assets of the firm, and now he can also check the books of accounts because he needs to see on the date of dissolution what is the books of accounts, whether I'm getting the correct amount or not. Okay. And I told you that not without the consent. Any person who is introduced as a partner, consent of all the partners is required. However, here he is not becoming a partner. A partner cannot by transferring make anybody else a partner. He is not becoming a partner. He is simply a transferee. A partner is not debarred from transferring, means usko rukavat nahi hai. There is no restriction on transferring of interest. So a partner's interest can be regarded as an existing interest in tangible property which can be assigned for. So any partner who is having the interest of the partner in partnership firm is like a tangible property जिसको transfer किया जा सकता है. Please remember, transferee is not becoming a partner in the property. He cannot challenge the accounts. He will not interfere with the books of accounts. Only if Mr. A, in our case, that was the transferee partner, if he retires or if he dies, then Mr. E, the transferee, will get the share of the profits, all the original assets, and then he can inspect the books of accounts. समझ गए? क्वेरी आंसर हो गई अब सेक्शन 29 सबकी? ग्रेट. नाउ लेट्स मूव फॉरवर्ड. Now let's conclude our minor topic as well. So in a short span of time, we just learned abhi ki minor is a person below 18 years of age. He cannot enter into a contract. Any contract with minor is void. Can the minor inspect the books of accounts? Minor has the right to such share and profits as agreed. And yes, ma'am, he can inspect the books of accounts through any of his senior person. अगर उसको नहीं आता accounts पढ़ना तो वो किसी uncle या senior elder person को point कर books of accounts, yes, he can access and check the books of accounts. Minor's share is liable for the acts of the firm, but minor is never personally liable. You all know this thing, children. So if there is any liability, minor is never held personal liable. So does minor has unlimited liability? No, ma'am. Minor is never personally liable. He is only liable for the acts of the firm, only his share of profits. Say, for example, if minor's share of profit is 1/3 in the firm, then only this 1/3 of the share can be held liable. He does not have any personal liability. समझ आ गया जिन जिनको doubts थी इस third point में? आगे चलते हैं. Let's read it from the analysis also. Minor may not sue the partners for payment of his share of profits unless and until he has severed his connection with the firm. In such case, the amount of the share will be as per the valuation made under section 48. Now, all those who were asking, ma'am, why he has to get his name removed? Children, I'm telling you that minor does not have any right to, as a partner, he cannot take any action against the firm. If he is dissatisfied, the firm is getting dissolved, his share of profits are not paid, then he must cut his connection with the firm. After that, he can take the action in the court against the firm. Why he need to cut his name? This is what is written under section 30. This is not what Harleen ma'am is saying. This is as per the sections what is written over here. So these are the rights of the minor. This is the analysis. You can simply read analysis of section 30 because legal terms become difficult for you. So study has simplified and told you these rights. Number one right, we will get the share of profits. We can inspect the books, but he can sue the accounts only when he cut his connection and not otherwise. I cannot say that minor, say for example, I'm a minor and I'm a partner in ABC Associates. तो वैसे तो मैं उनके साथ पार्टनर हूं और मुझे पसंद नहीं आ रहा उनका कोई तरीका और मैं कोर्ट में चले गई उनके खिलाफ. कह रहे भाई पहले अपना रिश्ता खत्म करो उस पार्टनरशिप फर्म के साथ, फिर आना हमारे साथ लड़ने. All right. So you cannot take any action. You cannot sue the partners for accounts. But if you want to do, cut your self connections from the firm. Severing का मतलब लिख लेना. Cut your connections from the firm, and then you can take an action against that firm. And what is the time period for giving the notice? All my students know now. But within 6 months, he must decide whether to become a partner or not. And what happens if a partner does not give the public notice? Answer me. Yes, Aditi Gupta, then he can check the books of accounts. Varda, you have to tell me minor is having any liability or not. I just now told you. So tell me, students, within 6 months, minor needs to give a public notice. If he does not give the public notice, then what will happen? Yes, Aditi, that's fine. Sudhanshu, that's also correct. Minor is only for the benefits only. Samir Singh, he just wants to see whether the books of accounts are properly maintained, whether his share of profit is coming correctly or not. He will become a partner. Excellent, Manvi Parth Rawat. Very good. Arshdeep, good. Gunjan Devi, he will become liable. Excellent, Mr. H. Om Prasad. In case of losses, minor's estate will also not be liable. Yes, minor's estate will not be liable, Manvi. But right now, my question to all of you is, if he has failed to give the public notice, then what will happen? MD, Sameer, Ekta, Varda, Pranav, Parth, Kirti, Dhwani, Rohan, Ankit, Megha, Sakshi, Bibuhu, Anjana, Aditi, Monu Singh, Sagar, Shruti, Asta, Sudhanshu, Aska, Bhumika, Sidra, Vinash, all of you are correct. Sanjana, Surya. Very nice children. Vipul, Lakshita, Saima. He will definitely now become liable for the losses. Yes, Miss Aditi Gupta, excellent. Unlimited liability as the other rights and duties of the partner. Mrs. Jyoti, you're also correct. Why? Because now he will consider to be as a partner in the firm. I told you, give me a public notice within 6 months. 6 months have ended. It is the month of now February. Like in the June, we have taken the example. We gave you 6 months period. It is the month of February. It will be assumed you have now become the partner in the firm. And to your surprise, let me tell you what all his liabilities will become. See, before attaining majority, he was only liable to the extent of his shares and property of the firm. He did not have any personal liability. सबको समझ आ गया. ये अभी बताती हूँ. Insolvency वाला point छोड़ दो. When he becomes a partner, say for example, either he failed to give the notice, number one, on his own willingness. तो मैंने कहा ठीक है जी, रोहन ने कहा मैं मेजर बन गया हूँ तो मुझे पार्टनर बनना है. या फिर रोहन ने नोटिस नहीं दिया और failure to give his notice. Now he becomes the partner. Now he becomes personally liable to third parties for all the acts done since he was admitted to the benefits of partnership. That means with retrospective effect, children, not just from today, he will become liable from the date of joining the firm. Not just from the date he is becoming a major. Say, for example, he joined the firm on 1st April 21 and he became major on 1st June 2021. Now, if he has failed to give the public notice for 6 months period, or he has decided to become a partner, he will become liable. From which date he will become liable? You have to tell me. From which date the partner will become liable? Yes, Mr. Deepak Kumar, answer. Himanshi, Manash, Pratindya, correct, children. Arshdeep, in section 29, I told you sub-partnership is created between Mr. A and Mr. E. He will not become a partner in the firm. He is simply entitled to eat the share of profits to which he has the rights given by Mr. A. All right. So in his individual capacity, he will file a case against the firm, right? He is not filing the case as a partner. Okay, Miss Arshdeep? Excellent, children. He'll suffer a big loss. Ms. Azka Sheikh, that's excellent. That's correct. So 1st April is the correct date. Manvi, 1st June is wrong. H.Om Prasad, 1st June is wrong. That means you did not hear the question carefully. Date of admission, Bhumika tried to play safe. Sagar also playing safe, date of joining. So 1st April was the correct date, children, in my question that I've given to you. Monu saying 1st June is wrong. So from 1st April, the date of joining, he will become liable for all the liabilities as well as personally liable, not just his assets. Now personal assets will also become liable for all the acts of the firm. And another surprise, his share of profits in the property remains the same. So जो 1/3 share मिल रहा था, भैया share of profits वही मिलेगा अभी. Liability unlimited हो जाएगी major बनने पे, share of profits continues to remain the same. So be very careful, Mr. Rohan, if you're choosing to become a partner, huge liability is going to come in your pocket and share of profits will remain same. Now, my intelligent students will think, ma'am, then why the minor will become a partner? So never mind, business is going to grow very well. Tomorrow, your share of profits might get increased also. Okay, so everybody has to take the decision on the basis of all the pros and cons of a situation. Now let's see if this little minor does not become a partner, then what happens? Then his rights and liabilities will be continuing only up till the date of public notice. So जिस दिन तक आप public notice नहीं देते हो, तब तक के लिए आपकी rights and liabilities continue होंगी. Once you have given the public notice, you are free from your liabilities. His share will not be liable for the acts done after the date of notice. Absolutely clear. You will not be held liable for any actions done after the date of notice. And he will be entitled to sue the partners for his share of profits. I just now told you that once you are choosing not to become a partner, if firm does not pay your profits, quickly go to the court and you can sue the firm and partners for your share of profits. Such minor shall give a notice to the registrar. So very important line you have to remember, whether you are becoming a partner or not becoming a partner, you must send a notice in writing to the registrar of firms that yes, now I've chosen to be a partner, or no, I'm not choosing to be a partner, so that your name can be striked off from the firm's name. Clear हो गया? एक insolvency का point भी समझ लो. वो कहते हैं minor cannot be declared insolvent, but if the firm is declared insolvent, then his share of profits will be lying safely with the official receiver and assignee. क्या मतलब है? एक लाइन में खत्म करते हैं. Insolvency सबको पता है. If your assets are not sufficient to dispose of your liabilities, yes, ma'am, we know that. Firm can be declared insolvent. Yes, ma'am, firm can be declared insolvent. Maybe the firm's assets are not sufficient to pay off liabilities. But if ABC associates get insolvent, that Rohan will not be declared insolvent. He will get his share of profits back from the official receiver or assignee. Whatever profits belong to that minor, they will be taken by the official assignee. He will carefully keep it and he will return it back to the minor. So this benefit minor gets, these are again his rights and liabilities before attaining majority. Clear ho gaya? All the points I want children to write down. Beautiful summary in your notebooks. Make flowcharts. Use colored pens. Learn it with a beautiful mindset. I know it is tough when you're reading it for the first time. I can understand your anxiousness, your worries when you come up with the questions, ma'am, remove क्यों करना है ना, ma'am ऐसा क्यों करना है. Gradually, when you understand all the concepts, the picture will become very, very clear in your mind. It's for the first time we are reading it. Your homework is make your notes, read it again, learn it. Still, if you have any doubts, in the next class, you can ask me whatever doubts you have. All right. With your due permission, let's proceed further now. So now we are going to start with a new topic, incoming and outgoing of partners. Children, what is the meaning of incoming of partner? Okay, Miss Sagar. Good. I'm glad to know that your queries are clear now. Miss Lakshita, that is what is written under section 30, subsection 2, that your rights of share of profit remain the same, but your liability becomes unlimited. But if you ask me, ma'am, whether it remains the same throughout the partnership, no, as in when the business grows, your knowledge and intelligence as a minor changes into major and you're giving more benefits to the firm, then your share of profit might also get changed. Okay. If there is loss before attaining the age of majority and he gave the public, yes, Mr. MD, if he has given the public notice, he will not be liable. If he has not given the public notice, then definitely he will be held liable. Mr. Sakaldeep Paswan, once you have left the firm as a minor and now you have become major, so you are joining the firm as a new partner. Then you're not joining, then minor's role anyways has ended. Okay. Thank you, Kirti. Yes, very good, children. Admission and retirement of partners. Partners are joining the firm. New partner is entering the firm. Very good. Section 38. MD, I've already answered this query. You're sending it again and again, bache. Dhwani, Devinder, Sidra, all of you are correct. Bhargavi, admission of a new partner. I hope you would have done this thing in your partnership and accounts as well. When a new partner is joining the firm, and retirement means when the partner is leaving the firm. So the only thing that my students have to remember over here is whenever a new partner is joining, unanimous consent is required. What is the meaning of unanimous consent? All the partners should agree that the new partner can join the firm. Even if one of the partner will not agree, new partner cannot join the firm. Section 31, subsection 2 says no person becomes liable for any acts done before his partnership in the firm. Now let's assume these kids standing over here, these are Mr. A and B who are the partners. And this is a new partner, Mr. C, who is joining the firm. And it is 1st September 2022 that this Mr. C is joining the firm. So A and B are very happy. They are welcoming this new partner. Both of them have given the consent. Yes, ma'am, both of them have given the consent. Therefore, he is not even a minor. There is no story of minor. He's a major. So Mr. C is happily joining the firm. So all the rights and duties will be given to Mr. C. So children, my question is, will Mr. C liable for the acts of the firm done before 1st September 2022? Yes or no? Will Mr. C liable for the acts of the firm done before 1st April 2022? Karna Singh, partnership is different, company is different. Both of them are separate. So if you're having partnership, then you must write partnership only. You cannot use the word company. Mr. Sudhanshu, once minor becomes a partner, it is his choice. If he wants to bring additional capital, no one is stopping him. But when a minor is joining as a minor, he's not bringing any capital. All of you are correct, children. No, Mr. C will not be liable. Why? Why Nidya? Because he was not. Yes, Aditi Gupta, excellent. Because he was not a partner at that time. Now he is admitted. Saima, Ziba, Manvi, Kirti, Gunjan, Devi, Siri Gowari, Isha, all of you are correct. Yes, Mr. Abdul Asta. Good. Mr. Arandheyu Biswas. Good. Surya, Pranav, Abhinash, Siddharth, Sanjana, Rohit Kumar, Ekta, all of you are correct, children. But what is the meaning of this line? Nothing prevents him to take up the liability. But let's assume this Mr. C is a quite billionaire and millionaire, and he thinks that I'm going to join you as business. If he wished to, if he wants, he can still take the liability for the previous actions. But otherwise, law does not allow you, law is not forcing you to take any liabilities before admission of a partner. Now, there are 4 cases in which the partners are outgoing. Can you see this partner who is picking up his bag and running away, and all these ABC are saying goodbye to him? So it says firm not necessarily gets dissolved, only it may continue with the existing partners. So partners may come and go, they may be retiring. Say, for example, it is 60 years of age, or maybe by agreement you decide to retire, or insolvency has happened, expulsion has happened, partner has died. In all these 4 cases, the partnership is not necessary to dissolve the partnership. However, the partners can still continue with the existing partners. So this is what is called change in the constitution of the firm. When any partner is joining or is going, the constitution of the firm simply changes and they can continue with the same business. How can the retirement happen? Section 32 says all the partners again need to give a consent. जैसे एडमिशन में ABC सब कंसेंट करेंगे. Now D is leaving the firm. A, B, C, D were partners. So A, B, C all should say yes for his retirement. Or as per the agreement, whatever agreement they have made, we should follow as per that. By giving a notice in partnership at will. What is partnership at will? याद है किसी को partnership at will क्या होता था? Partnership at will is the partnership which is formed without any fixed period of time. So A and B decided that we want to have a partnership without, they did not decide the period. And tomorrow, if A wants to retire from the firm, he will simply give a notice in writing to the other partners. At will, may partner can retire. Yes, Bhargavi, correct. Just simply by giving a notice in writing. What about the liabilities for the acts done before retirement? Now, again, it's a very common sense. If D is retiring today, let's assume today is 2nd September 2022, and this Mr. D is retiring today. And Mr. D actually joined the firm from 1st August 2018. So for all the time period when he was a partner, he will remain liable for all the acts done before 2nd September 2022. Partner is retiring from the firm, but not from his liability. जो भी liability उसकी होते हुए incur हुई थी till this date of 2nd September, he will be liable. However, any acts done after 2nd September 2022, he will not be held liable only if he has given a public notice. हमने पहले भी डिस्कस करा हुआ है इसके बारे में. पब्लिक नोटिस देना जरूरी है. अगर आप एक्टिव पार्टनर हैं, आप छोड़कर जा रहे हैं, you have to give a public notice in the advertisements or newspapers so that all the outsiders and third parties are aware that you are no longer dealing with the firm, so you will not be held liable. But if you fail to give the public notice after retirement, then you still continue to be liable for the actions of the firm. Till what date? Till the date of your public notice. So this is what is written over here. I have already explained you. Retiring partner till the public notice, he will be held liable, and the notice may be given by retiring partner himself or any other partner. किस cases में public notice is not necessary? If partner has died only, there is no need to give public notice. If he is declared insolvent, then court has only ejected him as insolvent, no public notice is required. And who is a dominant partner? He is anyways a sleeping partner in my firm. Nobody knows him as a partner. So he is not required to give the public notice. Expulsion of a partner पे अभी आते हैं डिटेल में. Insolvency of a partner कर लो पहले. We have test your knowledge also. What is the meaning of insolvency of a partner? It says a partner ceases to be a partner on the date on which the order of adjudication is made, whether or not the firm has been dissolved. Now, a very beautiful chart in a circular way is given in your study material. Please read each and every line of that section 34. It's again very, very simple. It says you will no longer be a partner. If court has adjudicated you, that means your assets are not sufficient to pay off the liabilities. So say one of the partner, Mr. A, has now been declared insolvent. Now you will not be a partner in the firm. And if the firm has not been dissolved, the estate means the property. Estate means the property of insolvent partner is not liable for any acts of the firm, and the firm is not liable for any acts of the insolvent done after the date of insolvency. So let's assume on 23rd August 2022, Mr. A was declared insolvent. Now, simple meaning mein, once you have declared insolvent, point number one, Mr. A is no longer a partner in the firm. And any acts of the firm after 23rd August, A will not be held liable. Similarly, any acts done by Mr. A after 23rd August, firm will also not be held liable. समझ आ गया, लिखते जाना ये सारे एग्जाम्पल साथ साथ. Similarly, children, death of partner, section 35, very simple. If the partner has died, his property will not be liable for any acts of the firm after his death. But the example which is given in study material is very interesting, where material was supplied during the existence of the partnership and the partner was alive at that time, then we can still take the liability from his share of profits. But any activity which is done after the partner has died, then even his legal representatives will not be held liable. Okay. And section 36, we have already talked about this section 36 somewhere around the corner. It says carrying on competing business, the partners cannot use the firm's name, cannot represent himself as carrying on the business, and neither he can solicit the customers of the firm. You cannot go in the market and tell that, earlier I was a partner in the firm ABC Associates and now I've started my own business. Why don't you just leave ABC Associates and come to me? So you cannot do such kind of things. You cannot carry on the business of the firm. Neither your firm's name can be used. Neither solicit the customers means induce the customers, unko attract karna. So these are the restrictions that have been put on the outgoing partners. Restriction on competing business to carry on within the specified limits is also included in the agreement. I told you, for example, we are having the partnership in Khan Market. We are running the business. We have a shop over there. So if you are retiring from my firm, I can put a restriction that for another 5-6 years, you will not carry on the business in the same market. Okay, section 36 only talks about restriction. And section 37 tells you whatever subsequent profits means later on. So if you're after your retirement or after you have left the firm, later on any profits are being made and your assets are still not set off, then you can claim those profits proportionate to your share of profits, and also an interest at the rate of 6% per annum will be charged. So if you're an outgoing partner, you're leaving the firm and your share has not been yet settled down, then whatever profits the firm is earning, you will still get the rights to the share of profit and also an additional interest at the rate of 6% per annum will be paid to you. All right. Now let's have quickly your MCQs and then we will complete your expulsion of partner and your goals. Okay. So let's start with the MCQs. The first question is there in front of you. Ekta Tiwari, no, he cannot start the same type of business. This is what is written in the section 36. Aditi Gupta, nominal partner is a partner who has lent his name. He is not contributing any capital. He is not participating in the business. So why would he need to give a public notice? So in what circumstances the partner may retire? The correct answer has been given by Harnoor. Arshdeep, you are still asking, ma'am, what is notwithstanding? Notwithstanding means apart from this, the provisions should not be contradicting to what is written in the other provisions. Manvi, Bhumika, Pranav, Arshdeep, Balasajan Lakshmi, all of you are correct. Sidra, Himanshi, everyone has given the correct answer. So in what circumstances the partner may retire? According to the agreement, by giving a notice with the consent of all of the partners. So all of the above is the correct answer for this one. All right. Please read the second question. Miss Aditi Gupta, if you're doing the same business within the same specified limit, then restrictions will apply. But if you have just left the place and you're starting your business altogether at a new place, even if you're using the name of the firm, then also the restriction can be applicable. Vivek Kumar, Isha Pandit, Soumya Bhatt, you were correct. Anjana, Swati Giri. Excellent. The answer for the second question is part A. Chanchal, Anjana, Pranav, Rohan, Gareja, Sidra. All of you are correct, children. All the partners should give the consent in order to allow the partner to join the firm. Please read the third question. Mrs. Sheetal, Bhavna Patel, Iman, Bhargavi, correct, children. Harshita, Kushi, Soumya, Sanjana, Ardhenu, Biswas, Anvisha, Himanshi, good. All of you are correct. So which of the following acts are not included in the implied authority of partner? Read it carefully and answer me. What is not included? So can the partner buy and sell on account of partners? Yes, ma'am, this is allowed. Can he borrow the money? Yes, he can take a loan. Did I ever mention that you cannot take a loan? Can you engage a lawyer to defend the action? What was something that you cannot do? You cannot appoint an arbitrator, but lawyer you can still appoint. So what is not included in the implied authority? To enter into partnership on behalf of the firm. So firm cannot enter into partnership on behalf of its firms. Very good. Kirti, it's not D, it's C. Sidra, Bhavna, Pritindya, it's 3C. Priyanshu, Aditi, Harshita, all of you have given the correct answer. Sahil, Balasujjan Lakshmi, Madhiha Khan. Correct, children. Please read the fourth one. We are yet to do expulsion. Fifth one, padho. If partner commits fraud in the conduct of business, then what will happen? If partner is committing any fraud in the conduct of business, then he is not liable. He's liable. He's liable to third parties. He needs to indemnify the firm. What will happen in this case? Answer number 5. Arshdeep, obviously he will prove to the court now that he was a partner in the firm, and now since his share of profits are not being paid, that's why he's taking an action. Your query is really not clear. What you have not understood, please ask clearly. Himanshu Pathak, Manvi, Lakshita, Saima, Manvi Khanna, Deepak, Harnoor, Ishan, Priyanshu, Aska, all of you are correct, children. Jia Patel, achha, you're answering for third one. Sonali, wrong. Fifth ka wrong answer diya hai. Gunjan Devi, you're also wrong. Khushi, why are you saying point number D? No. Anjana is correct. No, Anjana, you're also wrong. Children, this is fifth question, not fourth. Saima, right. Bibika, Harshita, Devender, Sirigowari, Varda, Vipul, Balasajan Lakshmi, all of you correct. Partnership at will does not require an agreement, is it? So Balasajan Lakshmi, partnership at will, obviously every partnership requires an agreement. It's the only thing is at will partnership, you does not have any fixed period determination. Means you can end it whenever you want simply by giving a notice in writing. All those names I took was correct. Swati Giri, Dhwani, Himanshi, Ardhendu Biswas, Gareja, correct answer. He shall definitely indemnify the loss. So fifth ka A is the correct answer, children. Very good. Indemnify karna means to compensate the loss which the firm has suffered because of. Good. Saima, deceased partner means the partner who has died. Okay. Yes, Shruti Agarwal, all the partners must give their consent. but he does not become a partner in the firm. Only the interest is being transferred to another partner. Okay, Shruti? The partners shall carry on the business to the greatest common advantage for the welfare of the society, for the advantage of their family members, for earning personal profits. What should be the motive of carrying on the business? Tell me. Saima Khatoon, in the previous lecture, we discussed partnership property at stretch. You can refer to that lecture. And even still, if you have any query, you can ask that specific point. Okay, taking up whole topic again, we just have 15 minutes and we have to complete expulsion also. Yes, Ms. Aska, he will become liable from the day he has chosen to become major. Not from the day he has chosen to become major, from the date when he joined the firm. Okay, this is wrong when he became major. No, when the date from which he joined the firm. I told you that retrospective effect. Miss Sanjana, why for the welfare of society? Are you opening a corporate social responsibility is being done? Saima, absolutely wrong. Why are you saying for earning personal profits? You have to give your personal profits if you earn the personal profits in the firm. Anjana also wrote the same. Wrong. Devinder, wrong. Shrindi, you're also wrong. What happened, children? Why you're answering wrong in this one? Mohammed Hussain, wrong. Khushi, wrong. Aditi, Dhwani, all of you wrong. Did I ever taught you that the partners should carry on the business for earning personal profits? It's absolutely incorrect. We are never going to earn personal profits. Remember, I told you, even if you earn any personal profits, you're bound to return it to the firm. Shivangi, that's correct. A is the correct answer, children. For the greatest common advantage of the business. अपने फायदे के लिए, बिजनेस के फायदे के लिए, फर्म के फायदे के लिए आप बिजनेस करोगे, ना ही आप सोसाइटी के लिए खोल रहे हो, ना फैमिली मेंबर्स के लिए बिजनेस खोल रहे हो, ना ही पर्सनल प्रॉफिट्स के लिए. योर मोटिव शुड बी टू कैरी ऑन द बिजनेस फॉर योर कॉमन एडवांटेज ऑफ द फर्म. Siri Gowari, D is the incorrect option. So Madiha Khan, Shruti, Ziba, Pranav, Masoom, Gareja, Shruti, Lakshmi, S, Devansh. Devansh is also wrong. Others are correct. Shruti, correct. Arshdeep, why don't you give the answer for sixth one first? Lakshita is asking section 36. Please ask the specific query, Lakshita, what you did not understand. Jyoti, Bhavna, Shrindi, Shruti, Tanishka, Deepak Kumar, good. Bhavna Patel. All of you are correct, children, to the greatest common advantage. Chehel, Soni, Gunjan, Babihu, all of you correct. Children, I hope you understood this point, okay? And never mind even if you make a mistake today, but don't make a mistake in the exam, please. Okay, you should know that the partners are not earning personal profits. We are not doing any personal business. We should be doing it for the common advantage of the business. Shruti Mulle, correct. Good, Anjana, Bhavna, clear now. That's nice. Liability of a minor partner is limited to the extent of his share in the firm, personal assets, his share in the firm and personal assets, or he's not liable. Okay, Shrindi, good. I'm glad you have understood now. It's okay if you make mistakes, children. That is how you all learn. You know? Answer this one and let me read a very big query sent by Mr. Himanshu Pathak. In case of goodwill, any partner can sell the goodwill for the benefits of partners and only partner enter in the agreement with third parties restraining trade. Then the other partner also binds between one of the partner if this so because principal. That's absolutely correct. Your understanding, Mr. Himanshu Pathak, what you have written. Miss Azka Sheikh, ma'am, if he gives notice, then why he will be liable for the loss before his majority? I never said that he is liable for loss before his majority means whatever you were doing the business in the firm, you will always be liable. I hope you're asking about the retirement of partner and not about minor. Miss Azka, are you talking about minor before his majority? So if I was a partner with you and I have become major today, so whatever acts of the firm are done before in my minority, my share of profit is still liable, right? I'm not personally liable. I become personally liable only after I have elected to become a partner after retaining majority. Okay. Yes, those who have answered. Miss Preeti, you need to ask this at institute. It's somewhere between November and December only. Mr. Rohan Kumar is saying C, D. No, he's not liable. No, that is wrong. Minor is limited liable to his share of profits. This is what I just explained to Miss Aska also right now. He is liable to the extent of his share in the firm. Refer to section 30, the rights where it is written in his study material. The minor is rights and liabilities. So his liability is up to the extent of his share of profits. Pratindya, Anjana, Bibika, Sidra, Isha Pandit, Sakaldeep, Zima, and Balasujan Lakshmi. You all are wrong in this answer. Please, children, option 7A is correct one. I'm glad I did the MCQs with you, children. You need them. Surya Kumar is right, Kirti is right, Siri Kumari is right, Jyoti, Himanshi, Saima again wrong. Not B, it's A. Kirti is right, Sagar is right. Lakshmi S still sending wrong. No, Saima is wrong. Jia Patel is wrong. Yes, Aditya Gupta, we can with the normal consent, but you need to give the reasons why you want to remove the person as a partner. Okay, good, Ms. Aska. I'm glad you got it. Yes, Mr. Himanshu Pathak, it is binding between all the partners. It's okay, Miss Anjana, don't worry. Mohammad Hussain, right. Bhavna Patel, right. Priyanshu is right, rectified. So children, I hope you have understood that is more important. Answering wrong is no harm in that, but you should understand why it was, what was the exact thing. So liability of minor, only his share in the firm will be held liable, not beyond that. So because you have been sending so many answers wrong today, so it took us long. Let us, I know expulsion of partner is left. Don't worry at all. Expulsion of partner is a very important topic and I don't want to do it in a hurry. Let us cover a very small topic in the study material regarding revocation of continuing guarantee. एक बारी स्टडी में देख लेते, सारे कवर हो गए हमारे पॉइंट. सेक्शन 31 इज कवर्ड. 32 रिटायरमेंट सबको समझ आ गया. अब विष्णु चंद्रा वर्सेस चंद्रिका प्रसाद सुप्रीम कोर्ट जजमेंट है, इसको जरूर पढ़ेंगे आप लोग एक बारी. ऐसा कोई भी केस लॉ जो दिया होता है स्टडी मटेरियल में, एनी रेफरेंसेस, एग्जांपल्स, यू विल नेवर लीव देम. If any partner want to disassociate from the partnership business in a clause in partnership deed which was being construed comprehends a situation where a partner wants to retire from the partnership. It clearly indicated that in the event of partnership, the partnership business will not come to an end. Such an amazing Supreme Court judgment. It's simply trying to tell you that if partner is retiring, existing partners can still continue to do the same business. The business is not coming to an end. If one, you can write down in your simpler language, Supreme Court judgment, Vishnu Chandra versus Chandrika Prasad, it is telling you that even if one of the partner is retiring from the firm, the existing partners can still continue to do the business. The partnership business will not come to an end simply because of retirement of a partner. Clear ho gaya? Expulsion is very, very interesting. We'll take 5-6 minutes in the beginning in the next lecture and we'll do it. Insolvency, the chart that I was mentioning you, this is the chart. You should learn each and every point. It is very simple. I have already taught you from my notes and it is the summary which is written over here. From the date of adjudication of insolvency, partner will not be held liable for any acts of the firm and firm will also not be held liable for any acts of that insolvent partner. ठीक है? And एक example मैंने आपको पढ़ाना था. This is the example of death of a partner. X was a partner in the firm. The firm ordered goods in X's lifetime. Means when X was alive, the firm has ordered the goods. But the delivery of goods was made after X's death. In such a case, X's estate would not be liable for this debt. Why? Because the creditor can have a personal decree against the surviving partners and a decree against the partnership assets in the hand of those partners. A suit for goods sold and delivered would not lie against the legal representatives. Why? Because there was no debt due in respect of the goods in X's lifetime. Let's take an example. On 30th June 2022, Mr. X died. Now, a contract of sale was made when he was alive, but actual delivery of goods was made on 31st July 2022. So the question is, since the goods were delivered after his death, will the legal representatives liable for this transaction? Yes or no? What do you think, children? Yes, Ankit Mishra, all your answers are visible. Sudhanshu, we never discussed any liability of transferee. He is not a partner, so he has no liabilities. He's only enjoying his share of profits, which are given to him by Mr. A. Lakshita wants us to do example 13 also. We'll try to take up. First of all, answer me. Gunjan Devi and Manvi Khanna, the first one to answer. No, ma'am. Legal representative will not be held liable. Good. Why they will not be held liable? Because the transaction was made after his death. Miss Anjana is sounding confused. Why you're confused? Please tell me your confusion. I'll solve it. Yes, Mr. Pranav Khanna is now saying yes, because the transaction was made when he was alive. So I just now told you that 30th June and 31st July example. So the transaction was completed, child, after the death of a partner. It says his estate would not be liable because creditor will only go against the surviving partner, जिनको वो सामान देकर आया है, जो आज की डेट में alive है, उनके against हम action लेंगे. जो partner है ही नहीं जब हम delivery. You know what is the meaning of debt accruing? Have you done accounts? When does your liability accrues? When the transaction is complete. So here transaction gets completed on a particular day and now the firm has to pay for that. So even if the contract, the goods were ordered when he was alive, but the actual delivery has taken place today, the transaction has been completed today. Therefore, now the surviving partners will only get liable. समझ आ गया? All of you are clear, children, about this point. Okay. So section 36 is also clear. Section 36 is very important. We'll try to take up any kind of case study also from this. Somebody had a query in section 36 also. Yes, Rohan, that's absolutely correct answer. Meaning of adjudication, Bhavna, means somebody who is declared by the court as insolvent. Yes, Balasajin Lakshmi, absolutely correct, because delivery was made after his death. So somebody who was asking section 36, the only analysis of section 36 you have to remember is that once you are an outgoing partner, you don't have any right to carry on the competing business with your firm. You cannot use the firm's name and you cannot attract the customers of your previous firm. Subsequent profits वाला भी हमने section 37 कर लिया था अभी. Last section 38, which I'm going to discuss now. Good, Anjana, I'm glad points are clear now. Priyanshu, that is altogether a separate story. Bhavna Patel, adjudication I just explained. I hope you heard the answer. Section 38 now. Section 38 says revocation of continuing guarantee. Revocation means coming to an end. So किसी चीज को revoke कर देना means end कर देना of continuing guarantee by change in the firm. So here law is simply trying to tell you that if you have given any guarantee to the firm, that will also come to an end whenever the firm is getting changed because of a death of a partner, retirement, or any introduction of new partners happening. Whenever any change happens in the firm, whatever guarantee the firm has given or whatever guarantee the giver was given to the firm, it will also come to an end. Now, problem occur, what is the meaning of guarantee? Say, for example, one of the student Miss Harnoor Kaur said that I want to purchase certain books from the market. And the bookseller did not give him the books because she was buying on credit. So she said, Harnoor Kaur came to me. She said, ma'am, can you give my guarantee that I will definitely pay the amount? So I gave the bookkeeper the guarantee that I am giving a limit of 1 lakh rupees. Whenever she comes and buy the books, she will definitely make you the payment. Now, what is the legal meaning of this guarantee? The legal meaning means that tomorrow, if she fails to make the payment, I will make the payment on her behalf. So she did purchases of 10,000. I gave the guarantee of 10,000 for 20,000 next month. So all the future transactions, I was giving the guarantee. Now, law says similarly, sometimes the constitution of the firm operates to revoke the guarantee. Certain times, somebody has given same kind of guarantee for the firm as well. So it says any change happening in the constitution of the firm. When does the constitution of the firm changes? When a new partner is coming, when the partner is retiring, when the partner is dying. In such a case, whatever guarantee has been given to the firm, that will also come to an end. Now, why the problem occurs is indemnity and guarantee are a huge topics in itself, which you have to do in CA intern. Abhi ke liye just minor lines which are written in the statements in the study material, we should at least have basic awareness and knowledge about that thing. So here section 38 is simply trying to tell you if any guarantee has been given to the firm, whenever the changes occur in the firm, that guarantee will come to an end in respect of all future transactions. So अगर आप मुझे पूछेंगे मैम हमने क्या लर्न करना है, आपने सिर्फ छोटा सा ये पैराग्राफ लर्न करना है. At times examiner gives you for 2 marks what is the meaning of revocation of continuing guarantee. This is what you have to write as an answer to that. Clear ho gaya children? So I hope all the concepts are clear. And I know we have been taking too many queries today. Because of that, our expulsion is also left. Never mind. Yes, Samir Singh, that's absolutely correct. Thank you, Shivangi Ben. I'm glad the tough topic became easy for you today. That's nice. Sudhanshu, guarantee, I just told you. You simply remember that example which I gave you. Guarantee in itself is a very huge topic. बहुत ज़्यादा डिटेल में नहीं जाएंगे. 2 marks का क्वेश्चन आता है, इतना सा पैराग्राफ लर्न कर सकते. Miss Gunjan Devi, if X died and no notice has been given, I told you in case of a death of a partner, no notice is required to be given. How will he give the notice? He has died only. Isha Pandit, agreement in restraint of trade. I hope now you are clear. I just now took the topic again. Why would Harnoor Kaur, why would transferee will be liable to pay out transfer debts? You answer me this one. Why do you want to make him liable? He has already retired from the firm. You are taking his original assets also. You are eating the share of profits and you're inspecting the books of accounts. That's it. Transferee is not a partner. He is not holding himself liable for the actions of the transfer. Okay. Miss Sagar, you can ask the specific point. Simply remember those 2 lines in section 38. Okay. Thank you, Miss Chahal, Miss Bhumika, Miss Soumya Bhatt, Lakshita. Thank you so much, children. Sidra, we'll do the MCQs in the previous and the next class. Thank you, Pranav Khanna. I'm glad you have understood. So I'm noting it down, whatever your queries are. So Miss Anjana is saying question number 5, MCQ point 3.42. We will discuss in the next class. Thank you, Pranav Khanna. Thank you, Ms. Asta. I enjoyed that you liked the explanation. Nice. Good. Thank you, Ankit Mishra. And MCQ number 1 also somebody said. Thank you, Ziba. Even I enjoyed the class with you. Thank you, Bhargavi. Mr. Ishan, if a transferee is a minor, then all the provisions related to section 30 will become applicable. Thank you, Bibuhu. Thank you, Kirti. Thank you, Fitma. Miss Ekta Tiwari, why a partner is joining, why a partner is going, simply depends upon the agreement between partners. हमने ये नहीं सोचना कि partner क्यों आया, कैसे आया, क्या मतलब था उसका business करने के लिए आने के लिए. You simply have to understand the provisions that we have learned. Okay. Balasajal Lakshmi, don't worry. When we start the next class, we'll again start from section 38. So section 38 and expulsion of partner, both the topics will be taken once again in the next class. Okay, don't worry. Sakaldeep, Rohan, thank you so much. Thank you, Siri Gubari. Thank you, Anjana. Yes, Miss Saima, in case of a death of a partner, legal representatives can be held liable only if the transaction was done during the partner's when he was alive, not after that. Thank you, Vivek. Thank you, Himanshi. I told you, Miss Shruti, many number of times he's not held liable. Miss Saima, what you did not understood in agreement and restraint of trade, it is simply telling you, Bacha, section 36, that whenever you are retiring from the business, you should not do a same competing business with the firm. So आप एक firm के साथ business कर रहे थे. Now you already know all the loopholes of that particular business. So tomorrow you cannot go and start up a similar kind of business just to have a competition with your original firm. Okay. All right, children, let's end it up here now. And any queries you have, you can still ask in the next session. And we'll complete this chapter and we'll complete the entire partnership on Monday. See you all on Monday, and all your PPTs will also be uploaded on the weekend. Thank you so much. Bye.